You mentioned the article that you wrote. Three things to know about the Commanders. Number one, Jaden Daniels, best rookie in the NFL right now. Number two, Washington's skilled players are really helping Daniels. And number three, don't count on getting takeaways. So take us through those. And you kind of alluded to the takeaways before I asked you this question about the article.
Well, so we've already kind of touched on Jane Daniels, why I think why he's so tremendous right now in the takeaway. So we'll just go right to number two in the skill players for Washington. I think they've had some good skill players for a while. They've just kind of been, not talked about obviously because they haven't gotten great quarterback play the last couple of seasons. Brian Robinson Jr., the former Alabama running back, I mean, this guy is just a pain to tackle. Look at his numbers: 66 carries, 307 yards, three touchdowns, almost 5 yards a carry. I mean, this is a very physical running back. And he's also got some pass catching ability, 68 yards receiving. They signed Austin Eckler, and he's obviously played pretty well. I know he's getting up there in age, but you still got to worry about Austin Eckler. And then the receiving game, Terry McLaurin, maybe the best receiver that nobody talks about. He has had 152 yards catching, two touchdowns the last 2 weeks. They added another veteran tight end in Zach Ertz. So you look at what Washington has done. They've surrounded Jaden Daniels with some pretty good skill players to really take some pressure off him. And right now, those guys are performing. I mean, even last week they got two touchdowns from Jeremy McNichols, who had one touchdown his entire career prior to last week, and he was drafted in 2017. So they're getting tremendous play from the talent around Jaden Daniels, excuse me. And I think that's the difference between these two teams is, Washington has been able to support its quarterback. Obviously, Jane Daniels has played much better than Deshaun Watson. I'm not going to dispute that. But the thing is, the guys around him are making plays and they're being consistent. The Browns just aren't getting that. And so you have to give offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury a lot of credit for creating a scheme where Jane Daniels feels very comfortable. He's making plays, and then the guys around him are performing at a pretty good level.
All right, before I let you go, what do the Browns need to do to get a win to get to 2-3? What does it look like if they're going to go into Washington and beat the Commanders?
I think the line play on both sides of the ball has got to be really good. I think if you're the Browns, you have to obviously be more physical up front defensively than they were a week ago against the Raiders because the Raiders had like I said, came in that game with a historically poor running attack. That's not the problem with Washington. They're third in the NFL in rushing yards, sixth in rushing yards per attempt. So they are moving the ball very well on the ground. So you have to find a way to try and make Jane Daniels as one-dimensional as possible and live with the results. If you can kind of contain him, kind of the same way they've been able to do at times with Lamar Jackson, where they make him as one-dimensional as they can, that's the best you got to hope for. You got to defend him in a lot of ways, similar to how you defend Lamar Jackson, except I think Daniels at this stage is a better passer than Lamar was as a rookie. So that's the biggest thing there. Second, you got to take advantage of Washington's bad run defense. Again, 31st in the NFL in rushing yards per attempt defensively. The Browns got to be able to find a way to run the football, and they got to find a way to find the ability to stick with it because bottom line, they haven't been able to do that. I think part of it might be obviously getting some guys back. If they can get Jedrick Wills, Jack Conklin back, if they get David Njoku back, then I would imagine the run game instantly becomes much better because you have better blocking. And the third thing, I can't remember where I saw this stat, so I apologize who I'm not giving credit for. They gotta make things happen on first down. I believe I saw they're dead last in the NFL at 2.9 yards per first down. When you're constantly putting yourself in second and long, third and long, then that gets you into a lot of trouble. We've seen that all season long, where the Browns just aren't starting series off well. They're hitting short. They're not completing short passes. They're not running the ball well enough on first down. They're going backwards. When you talk about having success on first down, I always think about the success rate. Can you get 40% of what you need on first down? The Browns just haven't done that consistently. So they simply have to be more effective on first down because if you're getting in the third and long, there's a reason for it, and it's because you're not getting enough done on first down to put you in that hole. And good NFL defenses, any NFL defense is going to punish you if you keep backing yourself up in the second and long or third and long because you weren't able to set a tone on first down.